And one thing I would definitely do is I would not take education grant money that is set aside for public education and give it to a 501c3 that does not have a tax ID number, which is a personal friend of mine that did not use these particular funds for its intended purpose. But what's more alarming when we talk about Common Core is to give it to an organization that does not exist using this tax ID number to get it to one of your friends that doesn't use it for its intended purpose, which is to help educate our kids. And then you have a program, a scholarship program, which was held about 11 days after your opponent mentions this on a radio station. And then what you do is you said you gave out scholarships, but actually you gave out money orders, which contravenes the express Rule F, 4F on the Commission of Grants, which is illegal.
Thank you. I've never talked to my opponent. All my opponent has ever done since he's been running is criticize me and investigate everything about me, everything about Operation New Birmingham, and everything about the NAACP. And at the end of the day, I have absolute proof that I've done nothing wrong with my community service dollars. They were all approved, worked through a process. I have a letter intimating that, and I stand by everything that I've done with regards to being a representative.
I'm not saying that she profited, but what I'm saying is that a grant was applied on June the 11th, 2012 for $10,368. And it was to go, it was written up, everything was done correctly. It was a successful grant application, I don't deny that, but Operation New Birmingham was not the recipient. It was for the NAACP. And to get, because they didn't have their auditing statements or a tax ID, it was a de facto corporation was used to wash the money to the NAACP, and it wasn't. My opponent has said that the reason for not having these programs and scholarships was because of a conflict with the commemorative events during the civil rights celebrations last year, but they had already had this money in advance. And Rule 4F of the Grants Executive Committee specifically states you cannot give out cash incentives or direct awards, which is exactly.
Let me explain. I worked through the process, worked with the state. They use Operation New Birmingham, just as the city uses them to give money to other organizations or however you want to use the monies. It was approved to work with Operation New Birmingham, who that same year, after the grant was submitted, merged into Rev Birmingham. I submitted the application for the $10,000. Operation New Birmingham received about $2,000 of it. $8,368 was given to the NAACP, who's always worked with Operation New Birmingham, so they would provide the scholarships. The reason they used money orders was because my opponent has been so vicious and so evil and so inflammatory and denigrating to me and the NAACP. They did not want him going to their bank. The next day after they gave these monies out, they made a decision as a committee to give the scholarships with the money orders because of him. He went to the bank, violated their bank account, got information about their bank account from an employee, which we have verifiable proof on that. Those are the types of things he's been doing. Everything I did was legit, and the state is waiting for any type of anything else. They've asked him to stop calling them and coming down to the state with this mess and his campaign team. Gift card, $25 gift card to the clerk, which is in total violation if we're going to be speaking out. And I have a copy of that gift card and that violation on hand. So let's not go there, Arthur. I know you did. You've done a lot of low down, evil, dirty things, and you need to be ashamed of yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm not ashamed. I know that
you shouldn't be. You just ran a race and you just lost, and you're going to lose this. You're going to lose. Well, I don't have anything to do with that. Keep me out of that. Keep me out of that. Don't go around having people.
You are NAACP.
I am not. I was an honorary chair. Honorary. That means I show up at sometimes and sometimes I don't. I give greetings. Honorary. I am not on the committee. I'm not a part of the NAACP. I am a member of the NAACP, and maybe you need to get your card carrying membership.
No, don't want to.
Thank you.
So did y'all know each other before this campaign?
This is ridiculous. Everybody is talking about him. It's ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
And he's helping me get votes, so keep talking.
There are two NAACPs. One is
well, I don't
illegal,
have anything to do with that either. No, he's upset because Hezekiah helped Anthony Johnson, who just beat him 2 months
Check
ago.
The money orders.
It doesn't matter. Did the students get the money? Yes, they did.
Okay, hang on a minute. Is if there was something improper or illegal, would there not be some type of repercussions or follow through on that?
I assume that there would. This was just done. So as far as, I do know that there is an ongoing.
You said you had documentation showing that what you did was legal and above
Absolutely,
board.
I have it. I have nothing to hide. He's been telling people that there's someone has filed an anonymous complaint. No, if anyone filed one, it was you, and you helped them to file. And I want them to file one. I've talked with everybody at the state, and all they've said is they are sick and tired of Arthur Shores and his campaign manager calling them, coming there, bringing scanners that don't work, because they said he's the only person who has ever come there and they've tried to talk to that won't listen. So I'm done with it.
Okay.
You weren't invited. You went and you left your
On
card
a tip.
on a tip. By
To come
who?
down there and look and
John,
check
get
the
it
file,
right.
which is not on the internet, and what I discovered is just totally despicable.
Well,